Coming up, we fly the Icon A5, find out if it lives up to the hype. Plus, formation flying through a hangar?
The FAA wants to whack charts, and storm damage at an Iowa airport caught on tape. Plus, the cat video everyone is talking about.
AOPA Live this week begins in just a moment.
From your first skyward glance, the dream of flight compelled you. And from your first glimpse of a Cirrus, you realized that dream had a name. Cirrus Aircraft. Go where you've never been before.
Action on third-class medical reform may be just weeks away. Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa Rudinger.
And I'm Tom Haynes. Thanks for joining us on AOPA Live this week. Third-class medical reform is the #1 issue for AOPA and AOPA members, but yet it feels like progress has been almost glacial. So we asked executive producer Warren Morningstar to find us some good news on this subject. And Warren, is there any good news?
Well, I think there is, Tom, but yes, we understand that the wait has been horrible, and no one is more impatient than AOPA President Mark Baker and our legislative team down on Capitol Hill. But behind the scenes on Capitol Hill, third-class medical reform actually is moving forward.
I think that we'll see movement here in the next couple weeks.
A bold prediction when talking about Congress, but AOPA's top guy on Capitol Hill is living third-class medical reform.
You know, I wake up every morning trying to figure out how I can move third-class medical reform for our members. And we've really focused solely in the last several months on just legislatively getting this accomplished. So legislation has been introduced. Most of our members know that. We have 133 co-sponsors now.
Now, there are a number of ways that legislation could actually get through Congress.
We are right now in the process of trying to get third-class medical reform on every and any possible piece of legislation we can. We are looking to include third-class medical reform in the FAA reauthorization bill, try to move it standalone. There's a lot of discussions going on behind the scenes right now, and I just want to assure our members that, you know, this is our top legislative priority, and we are not giving up on it until it gets done.
So Warren, why is it taking so long?
Well, that is a fair question, and if we go back in history, you'll remember that about a year ago, AOPA and EAA worked together with the FAA to get some proposed rules that would have reformed the third-class medical certificate. FAA did its job, wrote the proposed rules, sent it up to DOT, their parent agency. But as you can see from this DOT report, they don't expect to publish the rule for comment until September. Now, that was supposed to have happened back in November, so to say that DOT is dragging its feet would be an understatement. And of course, that's why AOPA took this legislative tack, but you know, getting things through Congress is really pretty messy.
In the last Congress, there were 10,600 bills introduced, of which 290 became law. So it's a very, very low percentage. And I think that AOPA members get a lot of credit for keeping this issue of third-class medical on the table, calling their senators, calling their members of Congress, suggesting that this arcane law needs to go away, or rule, I should say. We are working this thing every single day. We are laser focused, and we're going to work till we get this done. Is it taking too long? Yes. And for that, I apologize, but you know, there's not too much I can do about that other than get up every morning and try to make this happen, and that's what we're doing.
Now, Jim promises, with the continued help of AOPA members, that he and his team are going to get this legislation across the line this year.
All right, Warren, thanks for that. So last week we talked about reauthorization, which is one means that we might get this moving. However, the reauthorization bill that Representative Schuster talked about last week also had user fees in it regarding privatized air traffic control. Where does that stand?
Well, in fact, Mark Baker had a one-on-one with Chairman Schuster last week, and he said to user fees, not only no, but heck no. But the reauthorization bill is going to be a tough one to get through Congress, and Chairman Schuster and the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee actually have an awful lot on their plate because they're also dealing with the surface bill, which will also expire this year, and the Highway Trust Fund's going to run out of money sometime this year. So they got a lot to do. They
do, but lots more to come on that. We're anxious to see what happens next from getting that moving.
Are you a fan of WAC charts? The FAA plans on doing away with world aeronautical charts, and they didn't even ask pilots what they think of the idea. AOPA is against the measure. We want the feds to take a step back and listen to pilots through a public comment procedure. There are still about 12,000 WAC charts sold each year, so people are obviously still using them. We'll keep you updated on this story.
The man who landed his unlicensed gyrocopter on the U.S. Capitol has rejected a plea deal. He's pleaded not guilty to a slew of charges, including the felony charge of operating as an airman without a certificate. He says it was an act of civil disobedience, and he shouldn't have to spend time in prison for that. The flight was his attempt at raising awareness of campaign finance rules. It's been talked about, hyped up, promoted, and displayed for years, and finally, we're getting our hands on it.
The Icon A5 Light Sport Amphib has kept everybody waiting and wondering if it would live up to the buzz. AOPA pilot editor-at-large Dave Hirschman flew it.
From a pilot standpoint, it inspires confidence. It feels very natural. Flight characteristics are totally delightful. The first takeoff, the first landing, you feel right at home.
Okay, water is up, flaps set, ready to take off. The compass check here.
We did some air work in which we were trying to, stall the plane and aggravate it, and it's like that wing just holds on and wants to bite into the air and keep flying.
Watch the airway, okay? Power's gonna come on, about mid-yellow. Feel that? Yeah. So at full power, there's the horn. Now you'll get the bumping as we get up close to the red. All right, so watch. Here we go. Pull up, there's the bumping. All right? Left it. So the stick gets the stop. Alright, so what I'll show you is stick gets the stop. We can fly around like this. Oh my gosh. This is part of the actual the spin requirement is that you can fly the airplane at full stall like this. Now watch this. Now I'll bring it some rudder. I'll bring it some left rudder, but watch what the ailerons do. That's amazing. It should go right over. Yep, pick up the right rudder, and I can count on this out with the aileron. Right?
I can't imagine really, doing an inadvertent stall and the spin resistance. I've heard about it, I read about it, but until I actually saw it, I wouldn't have believed how resistant it can actually be to a departure and spin. I've got to say, I had high expectations going in, but I am really impressed. It's really surpassed all my expectations.
Wow, that is a sleek-looking airplane, and it sure looks like a lot of fun to fly. The first customer airplane is set to be delivered in a few weeks at AirVenture in Oshkosh, and we will be there to bring you that. You can read a lot more about Dave's flight in the upcoming August issue of AOPA Pilot Magazine. And coming up after the break, barnstorming has been given a whole new meaning. You've got to see this video from Red Bull.
Plus the cat video that everyone's talking about. You got to see this too.
But first, Sad news out of California. One of the greatest motion picture composers of our time has died in a crash. James Horner died when his Tucano crashed north of Los Angeles. Horner was an active pilot. He owned several different aircraft. He's known for his music in films like Titanic and Apollo 13, and more recently, Living in the Age of Airplanes, that you're hearing here. James Horner was 61 years old.
It's been called the most sophisticated single-engine airplane ever, but to the people whose loved ones are alive today, it's called a lifesaver. The Cirrus Airframe Parachute System, only from Cirrus Aircraft.
Welcome back. You're watching AOPA Live this week. We are just getting a look from the pilot's perspective of a barnstorming stunt from the folks at Red Bull.
British pilots Paul Bonham and Steve Jones flew through the hangar at 185 miles per hour. As far as anyone knows, it's a world first for a formation flight through a hangar. The feat is documented on YouTube if you want to check it out. Now, more impressive video, this time of a damaging windstorm in Iowa. The Sheldon Airport took straight-line wind damage, and it was all caught on security video. You can see the wind smashed a hangar, destroying several airplanes. Two of them were actually cut in half.
The TSA has a new top boss. Coast Guard Vice Admiral Peter Neffinger has been confirmed as the new head of the Transportation Security Administration. AOPA looks forward to working with him on issues related to general aviation. The AOPA Foundation has long given out scholarships and grants, but now they're giving away grants so that other nonprofits can give away scholarships. Foundation Vice President Stephanie Kenyon says it's a way to help the entire industry.
It's something that we knew there was a demand for, and our goal at the foundation really is to offer as much help to the aviation community as we possibly can and grow that pilot population.
You can find out more and apply for the grants at aopafoundation.org. The deadline to apply is July 24th.
In the past several years, the tablet computer has become a staple in many cockpits. Now Garmin has a new product called FlightStream, which helps work a tablet into your workflow. Garmin's FlightStream 210 offers an easy way to wirelessly stream information between your Paramount avionics and your tablet computer. The little black box uses Bluetooth to connect a Paramount GPS, a GDL88 ADS-B transceiver, and an iPad or Android tablet.
It enables flight plan transfer between GNS 430 and 530W units, as well as the GTN touchscreen series.
I had an opportunity to test the FlightStream on a recent flight with Garmin. First, we planned our flight using the Garmin Pilot electronic flight bag app. Once you choose your departure airport, you can easily select your desired waypoints from the menu. In the airplane, it was seamless to transfer our flight plan to the installed GPS, in this case, a GTN 750.
And now that we've fired up the avionics and everything is on, we get this Connect Quick Access icon here. And it actually shows that our connection to this 750 is active, so we get the option to send to or load from the 750. We're going to go ahead and send this flight plan to the 750.
Okay, so we've got a message light flashing here. So it gives us the opportunity to review the flight plan. So it looks like what we're expecting. So we'll go ahead and activate it. And so there we go.
Of course, what you plan is seldom what you actually get to fly. When ATC has other ideas for you, changing the route in flight is easy. If you make the change on the GPS, the FlightStream will send a message to Garmin Pilot asking if you want to update the flight plan in the app. FlightStream is especially valuable to users of the GNS 430 or 530W because it provides a means of planning for airways, something those early panel mounts won't do. In addition, FlightStream sends ADS-B weather and traffic from the panel to the tablet, providing higher resolution information than the 430 or 530. The FlightStream 210 also offers a backup attitude heading reference system with a couple of different views. FlightStream is relatively simple to install.
Consists of power, ground, and also the connection to the avionics.
FlightStream simplifies pre-flight and in-flight planning and affords new features to the hundreds of thousands of 430s and 530s still in service. It's quite a clever device. The FlightStream 210 costs $999. Garmin also offers the 110 for $549. The Model 110 will display traffic and weather on a tablet, but no flight plan transfer or AHRS. Okay, so you're pre-flighting your airplane. What do you check for? Well, there's fuel, flight controls, cats in the wing.
Take a look at this video from French Guiana. We're not sure how the cat wound up in the wing or how the pilot missed it, but we're pretty sure it wants down right now. You can see the feline stowaway is really scared, and finally the pilot realizes he's got an extra passenger and flies the pattern to land. Happy ending, and the cat is back on the ground.
So it's good because it could have been catastrophic.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I guess that's what you call a Cat 1 approach as they were coming down there?
Very good.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop now, really. That's it for this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Haynes.
And I'm Melissa Rudinger. Thanks for watching AOPA Live this week.